Howdy toddy everybody, this is Tommy with Colonel Reb Scale Models coming at you with my final reveal for the Panzermeister 36's Fall of the Reich group build. This was the little Russian 1/1200th scale submarine that I was working on and just was having some trouble with the tracks on the Tiger and working on the little Bofors field gun, and said, you know what, I'm gonna get that submarine finished. And most of it was just getting this little base built, and then I went back and did a little bit more streaking on the hull. I'm gonna put some pictures up after this, and it's just hard to see the streaks, but the effect that I got was really cool when you see it in person. You know, I'd mentioned that I wanted to try to do some type of streaking that would show like would be like a saltwater streaks that you see on some of the boats, where you see that white kind of streaks down the sides of the boats as the water splashes up and then it dries off and leaves the salt there. And what happened was I got a Tamiya pointed Q-tip, and I dipped it in a little bit of Turpenoid and started doing along the top here, just along that ridge, just because I figured that would be the brightest part of the boat. And as I was going down through here, and I know you can't really see it because this camera's not that great, and even if you put it in the light, you don't see it. But what happened was, as I was moving that little Q-tip back and forth, that little pointed Q-tip back and forth, pulling this way toward the outside of the boat, it actually started showing up a whitish kind of streak. And I don't know, I didn't know at first what it was, but I think what it actually was the future that I had cleared this with. It was reacting with the Turpenoid and creating like a little white film, and I wish you could see it. Maybe you can now. Oh, there we go. You might can see it now. So it really lightened up the top of the hull from what it was, but it also, as I pulled that little Q-tip down, it made the streaks in the black grime also that I had black washed it with. So let me show you the little Q-tips. So as you see, I was taking it, you can see it kind of got some of the black off. So what I was basically doing was just taking it and doing it this way, back and forth all the way down, and then I did the same thing coming down the length of the hull. And as I did that, I think it kind of maybe reacted with the future, and you can kind of see where it now looks like almost like a little tiger stripes. So I thought that was pretty cool. Something I was hoping for, but I didn't think I would get. But it actually, and when you see it, like I said, it's hard to see with this camera, but when you see it actually in person, it really, really looks cool. So I was really thrilled with that. So I really didn't do much more. I did put some more black wash in the vents on the side, and I did it all the way around, and that was pretty much it. I did some of that streaking as well on the top of the boat there, up and down where the periscopes are and the bridge and all that. But you might can see, as I get really close, you can see how it kind of, you know, just the streaks came down. So, you know, once I got that down, I was thinking, you know, I said that looks really good. So I was pleased with that. So I went ahead, finished making the little base. So this base, just, you know, your typical $1 base that you get. That's just pine. I put a stain on it, which I haven't put the polyurethane clear on it yet. I'll do that probably tomorrow. And then what this is brass rod with a brass tube. So what I did was I took a thinner rod, which is solid, and then matched it with the next size up tubing. So the solid rod is sitting inside the tube. So the tube is mounted in the base, the rod is mounted in two holes I drilled in the boat, and then just put them together and it sits there. So I think I may adjust the height a little bit, I'm not sure. It's about 1.5 inches off, maybe not quite 2 inches off, so I may lower it a little bit. But once I get the clear on the base, and then I'm going to put a final matte coat on the submarine, then she'll be buttoned up and finished. But for all intents and purposes, she's done. So I want to thank Evan, Panzermeister 36, for putting on the group build. Sorry I'm way behind, late as I am with everything else, but she is now done, and it fought me a lot, and I got 2 more of them to build sometime in the future, but I think I'm definitely going to take a break from this little thing. The next sub I build is definitely going to be bigger. It'll be probably at least a 700 scale, if not the 350 scale, which I have in my stash. But anyway, so there she is, fellas. She's all done. Another one completed. On to work on these others. So I'm going to wrap this one up and say thanks again to Evan for hosting the group build. And as always, hotty toddy and God bless.